All right. Ribbit. I'm just gonna log into the server, I guess. I think I was trying to do a couple things last time, and it was just taking so long, and I wanted to do some Lisp stuff. So I think I'm gonna start this one out, maybe doing a little bit of admin stuff again. So I want to SSH to ribbit at ribbitface.com. And one of the first things I want to do is put the password off. So I'm going to sudo vim eats sshd underscore config. And right here's the public key. So I just searched for key. I didn't know if, like, I searched for EY and then started looking that way. You can see how the capital K's are there. I didn't know if it was uppercase or lowercase. I guess I was being kind of lazy, because then right here, you can go over here and see it. But once again, I could have said like /c and then put key there. And then that's going to find it. Oh. /c key. Oh, it's on less, sorry. I think in here I say key I maybe. And then it can find them. Either way, it's only getting lower cases. Try one more thing and then I'll quit. It just means anything in key, I guess. So anyway, right here's the line I want. And then while I'm in here, so I'm already SSH'd in here. I'm gonna restart SSH, but it won't disconnect me. So I already turned off root login, no. And what I want to do is now come over here and I'm gonna look for password. And then right here, so password authentication, yes. A lot of times what I'll do right here is I just copy the default one and then uncomment that one, so the default one's in there if I misspell something or mess up something. And now I want to turn off password authentication, and then I'm going to restart. Is it restart first? sshd.service. I think you can just type sshd. Oh. So that means that it's the other way around probably. Because I misspelled that and didn't even notice. Nope. So maybe the other one was right. I just misspelled it. Oh, I misspelled restart also. Wow. Getting off to a good start already. Now what I want to try to do is come over here and SSH. Like, I don't want to close this one because if SSH is messed up since I restarted it, then I'm going to be locked out of the box. So there's other ways to get in, but I don't want to have to mess with that stuff. So I'm just going to open up another one and SSH over there. And I don't know if I have a like cd.ssh. So I turned that on, but I probably can't even SSH in there. So I need to make a key. So SSH keygen. Do I do that on here? Yeah, it's on this box. So SSH keygen. And then -T for type. And I'm going to use the ED25519. You can use RSA or whatever also. It's just a newer one. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a name. I'm going to put it in here. And the little tilde thing right here, that just means the home directory. And I think I'm just going to call it like ribbitface_ed. And you can put a comment here, you don't have to. Get the capital C maybe. I'm just going to put ribbit there. So it says it generated one. Wait. And then I'm going to put his password in there. When you're in here, if you mess up, you can hit backspace or a couple times, or hit Control U. Oh, I don't want to make it that one though. That's too long. There we go. I want to mess that up. And then enter it one more time. Well, all right, one more time. I got it. So now I have the RFIDs in there. So here the easiest way is, oh, you know what? Okay, so right now I turned all that stuff off and I don't have a key up there yet. So I'm not going to be able to get in actually, because I can't type a password in and the key's not up there. So I'm actually going to have to come back over here real quick. And then vim, this is sudo vim right here. Come back in this file. I'm going to turn the password authentication on back on. And then I'm going to have to restart this. So I'm just going to open up another tmux window. And in the server, I'm not in tmux. So actually what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is get in tmux over here also. And then I'll say sudo vim etc sshd. And then over here, control B, double quote. And then I open up a new window on the server this time. And here I'm going to restart. So it's a system ctl restart sshd. And then now if I come back over to this window, I'm going to run ssh. It's copy maybe. And this, you can upload it a different way, but this just uploads it for you. And then here I'll say the file I want to upload is /ssh/rf. Ribbit face, right? It's in this folder too. Guess I can't tab complete that. So I'll just say ssh minus copy ID /rf_ed.pub. Maybe I need a -f there. Is that what's going on? Let me try -f first. I think I do need that though. Oh, it's -i maybe. Is it -i? I don't know why it's not tab completing it. rf_ed.pub. Right, it's already installed. Hostname ribbit face. Oh. Duh. Ribbit at ribbitbase.com. So it looks like now it's going to ask me for the password for his SSH. So I'll give Ribbit's SSH password now. And then this should have created it on the server. If I come back over here, Control BBC to create a new window. And then over here I'm going to, what am I going to do? cd.ssh, well, ls-al rev.ssh. Just want to see what these folders are, okay. What the permissions are in there. And then that copied it into here. So if I say, like, less authorized keys, then there's the key I just did. And there's the comment I put in right here. And that was the format I used. So now I want to go back to the other window, Control B, Control BL, and then I still need that window, Control B, Control BO to come up here in this window, and then I'm going to say Control BBZ to zoom this window in so it's full screen. And then I want to turn the password authentication off now, and the key authentication. Well, what's the other one I wrote then? I thought I messed with one of those a minute ago. So, like, let me go back to the file. I was searching for EY when I saw that earlier. Did I change it or not? I thought I did. Public authentication. No. I think that needs to be a yes. So, make this yes. Control BBZ, Control BBO, and then run that command. Now, Control BL to switch to the local server. And here I want to try SSH ribbit at ribbitface.com. Oh, I might have to tell it which one it is. So let me try the -i right here. So if I say -i and then give it //ssh and give it the rf_ed here. And then now it's asking for me now it's asking for a passphrase. It's not asking for a password, so that's how I know it's working. I don't know if I typed that right. Nope. Yeah. So now I'm in the server and it's working. So I want to exit out of here actually. And then I want to exit out of here maybe. And I want to exit out of this window because I want to start using that other one now since it's working. And then get out of here. Oops. And then run more time. Let's get back to this. So now I'm in this server. And then I think another thing I can try to do, if I can remember how to do it, is to go into cd.ssh, I think. Because right now I have to say like ssh -i //ssh rf_ed and then ribbit at ribbitface.com. And I'd rather not have to type all that. So how would I do this? So I think I should have copied that. Or is it there? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's cool. I wonder if that'll work inside Vim. So if I say Vim, and I think I want to make a config. I hope it's the name of the file. And then here I'll say like host. Just call it ribbit face. And then host name, I think. Okay, so it's color coding. Well, that could just be the Vim I'm using actually. Looks like it knows what this is though, so hopefully this is correct. Ribbitface.com, I think, so I do that. Identities. So I spell identities. That was weird. Entities only, yes. And then I'll tell it I want to be the user ribbit. Wait, I think I have to have the, I almost didn't put the -i thing. So identity file. And then it's in home, ribbit. I don't know if I can put the tilde inside here, but just to be safe. And what did I name it? I think I said rf_ed. And then theoretically, if I get out of here now, I should be able to say ssh rf. Identities only, an identity file. I spelled that wrong. Oh. m.ssh/config. So identities. Identity file. Didn't like either one of these. So that's whenever the internet comes in handy, I guess. So if I'm in it over here, I can just hit Control L. It'll take me into the bar up here, and I can type what I want. And I want to say SSH config example, maybe. And identity. So here it says identity file. Oh, that's identify. So that's a T file there. And this looks like it's still, this one's not green, so identity. So I'm going to search again, F3 over here. Maybe I don't need to put that there. Is there only in here? No. So that corrected, whoops, one of my mistakes. Let me run that browser again. I didn't mean to close the last window. SSH config identity only. Oh, maybe it's not supposed to be capitalized. Oh. Oh, there needs to be an equal sign, maybe. Oh, man. Sorry. I don't like these stupid things. Give me my only thing. Identities only, yes. Okay. So I am missing an equal sign, and it looks like. Oops again. You know. Oh, I did misspell it. I finally saw the mistake. This one's Vim, so Shift Insert will work now. Right click. I gotta turn that on later too. Fix my indentation and stuff. So SSHRF. Ribbit SSH RF message directory. RF_ED. Well, let me just see if that file works. Minus I /.ssh RFED. Free set. It's ribbit face. It's ribbit at ribbitface.com. Okay, so this is working. I just want to hit Control C real quick. So if I copy this, $, deletes the line from where I was. Did I put ribbit instead of ribbit face maybe? Okay, so finally, I should be able to put rivets past it now. Alright, so that's done, finally. Let's see if there's any other tmuxes running up here. No, okay. So tmux. So another thing I was trying to do, let me go ahead and open up my emacs on this side, on Windows, and get inside Alt-X, CD, enter, and I'm going to go to C, ribbit face. I want to say, oh, it's C users actually. So users, ribbit face, learn Lisp, I think it was. And then, I don't know if I need slime yet, so I won't worry about that. I do want to open up the ribbit face something file, the vids, just in case I want to take notes in here. So what else do we need to do here? So emacs on server with sbcl, we did that already, and we need to install melpa, which I was trying to do last time, and quick Lisp. So the first thing I want to do is come back over here and get on the server and run emacs. Let me reinstall emacs, I guess. So sudo dnf install emacs, I guess. Oh, so look at all that junk it wants to install, because it's trying to install X again. So I'm going to hit no, and I'm going to say no X. See how much less stuff there will be. So yeah, that's the one I want. And so then I'm going to run emacs. I'm going to start typing right here, and it'll remember what's there. So after it installs this, I want to say melpa wasn't working. So Control BBC while that's installing. Well, it's done now. So if I run emacs here, and then Control XF, the .emacs init file, make sure it still has the stuff I need in there. And I messed up all that stuff, so let me just go back. Well, I might have anyway, and go back to here and say install melpa emacs, I guess. And then I might have to turn this thing on. I don't know why I need JavaScript to read this, but whatever. And then I'm just going to get rid of all that and recopy this and put that in there and save it. And then I'm going to try to do that package, refresh packages, refresh contents. And so it's failing to download this stuff. And so what I want to test right now is, like, isn't the firewall, I don't know, some of these Linuxes have firewall D or something, so it looks like firewall D is on here. And so maybe I can say, like, firewall command, and hopefully they have, like, a status or something. I might have to be the root man to do stuff, too. So firewall D status. Is there a help? Do not print status message. Reload, check config, permanent. I wonder if that's like a sudo service firewall D status maybe. So active running. Sorry, I'm just like typing commands, trying to guess what they are. So it says it's running. So one thing I want to try, what I was thinking of is the other day when I installed Quick Lisp, let's say, so I want to say the curl command ran, and I might have got that off of HTTPS. So another thing to look at too is go back over here to the server, let's say, and then let's go to see if it shows messages. Sometimes there's a message buffer. No messages buffer. Capital. Oh, that sucks. I have to capitalize it. So let's just see if it gave me any message about here. So it's 443, right? So 443 is SSL port. So that means if I go look at Quick Lisp, maybe, if this does anything with, like, did it have HTTPS in front of this? So look, right here, I'm going to try to curl this real quick. So I need to install this anyway. So if I say Control BBL, and then I'm just going to go to, this is Quick Lisp. Let me just get rid of the stuff that's in here. Oh, wow. RM Quick Lisp star, I guess. Oh, I'm thinking of, sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Quick Lisp star. Yeah, you don't want to be like messing up on remove commands. And so what I want to try to do here is grab this, I don't know if it's still because I did so much. Let me recopy that. And then it downloaded that just then. So that means that I can use port 443. The firewall's not actually blocking this. So I want to go back over to the emacs window. And, well, I want to go back over here and say, like, what version am I running, actually? 26, so maybe the 26 version, I don't know, 27's been out for a while. So I did my DNF update and stuff, and, oh, sorry, update earlier, and it didn't see anything new. And then now there's some. But it has nothing to do with Emacs, let's say. So I can say, like, sudo DNF upgrade now. And I guess whenever you say updated, it installs it too. Yeah, it did. Upgraded right here. So it runs both of the commands. So, I think what I need to do now is, well, first, another way. Actually, I think, well, if it's in here, Emacs came out with a, like, the newer Emacs has a browser built in. So EWW. So I could say, like, google.com, right? And right here, I don't know if you've caught it, but it said port 80. So, and if you look up here, see how it says HTTP here? So if I go to my browser and I say HTTP google.com, it redirects me to HTTPS. But if this browser didn't support HTTPS, it probably wouldn't, and I think that's what's happening right here. So that makes me think that the reason I couldn't get the Melpa is because my Emacs doesn't support SSL. So how do I quit out of this thing? And then I guess I want to go ahead and quit out of this Emacs altogether. And then I want to get rid of it. So sudo DNF remove, maybe? It's not tab completing. Oh, there. Oh, did it? Yeah, just really slow. Remove Emacs. I have to say no X because that's what I put on there. Yes, I want to get rid of that. So now probably we have to, there might be some other kind of packages. There might be something to update this. So like normally I'll go look and see if there's a way to update this. If not, I probably wouldn't run CentOS. But the reason I'm running CentOS is because gonna have to get a job soon, and I haven't used like any Red Hat based Linuxes in a long time. The last time I ran a Red Hat Linux was like maybe 2000 or something, or even maybe before that. So I got into FreeBSD kind of early on accident, so most of my early days were messing with that. And then I don't know like what else to do, but I'm just gonna build it. So now another way to test this too, probably if this is what it is, would be to go download Portico, let's say. But maybe this is going to take a minute to build, so maybe I can go download Portico while it's building. So I want to say like emacs source, and they probably have it on like FTP or something somewhere. So 22, 24, 26, that's the one I have now. And so we have like a 27. And like, I guess because if their emacs and stuff update, I probably, well, because like server stuff too, like maybe if you're running Debian, sometimes it's behind because they just want everything to be stable. So let's say on a server, maybe it's cool. Like, for instance, the reason I'm running CentOS anyway, I was saying, is because a lot of web hosting companies use that. And also, CentOS is based off of Fedora, which is like the testing grounds for Red Hat. So it's like their open source version of Red Hat or whatever. Because back when I messed with Red Hat, it was free, and then later on they made it where it's like enterprise support thing. Is when you use Red Hat, or you can go get the Fedora one for free, or something like that. I don't know. I haven't really played with that stuff, like I said. And then if you're gonna go like do corporate work in a corporation or something, a lot of times they're actually gonna be running Red Hat because they want to have that support. So that's why I'm actually using that. Probably after, like, if I get a job and start working somewhere, or whatever, then I'm using CentOS. Or after I learn it enough, I'll probably just replace Ribbit Face with a FreeBSD server and then transfer everything over there and just run my stuff off of FreeBSD, and then run Linux locally and Windows locally, and that way I can test like on all three of them to make sure this stuff's like working on all of them or whatever. So I'm gonna come over here and grab this guy, copy that link, and then usually like I have a downloads folder, but I'm just gonna do it because this is how I always do it, and I'm gonna be like getting confused. So anything I wget, I just put it in wgetted, and then I usually have another one for like stuff that like Git. So I got another one called getted, let's say. But I'm just gonna, you know, for what I'm gonna do right now, I'm only gonna create stuff as I go along. So now I can just wget, and I don't, do I have to say -o here maybe? Or can I just wget it? Okay, maybe it's minus lowercase low. But let me just do this and see what happens real quick. I don't know why I want to type it. Oh, I think that's if I want to name it, maybe. So, dude, what is going on here? Oh, exe. What is the exe file? So I want to say here, I'm going to need to configure this. So, if you notice when we try to install Emacs, it has all this, what's it called? X11 crap on there. And I don't know, hopefully the commands haven't changed. But I want to say I can say like no configure, and then give it with, maybe it's like a toolkit, X toolkit equal no, I think. And then there's other stuff too that I want to put on here. Like I said, on a desktop I would want this stuff, but I guess on a server, I'm probably not going to be worrying about like ping and stuff like that. It's confusing because I got to say with it and then put no there. With I want to say JPEG is one of them. Equal no minus with ping equal no, and minus with, geez, with gif equal no, and is there another one? We've got xpm, jpen. I don't want no jpens, man. JPEG, and is it JPG or JPEG? I wonder. Did I put ping in there? I did. And GIF. So JPEG, ping, GIF. And I guess there's a TIFF too, actually. With TIFF equal now? Jeez, that's so weird to type. And then hit enter maybe. Oh, it gave me an error. Configure error, no acceptable C compiler found. I wonder if there's like just some tool chain for this. So I could go and install. Let's see. I'm on CentOS 8. Like I could install GCC, but there's probably like all kinds of other junk that they tell you to install. Install like build tools maybe. Build essentials. Maybe it should have been build essentials. I saw that. Let's see if this is any good. I don't want to do all that, do I? Because like a lot of times you can install stuff separately, but they have like a package. So DNF group info. Oh, maybe they'll just tell me what it is. That would be cool. And then no such command group. No group info, man. So group info. Okay. And then you could pipe that in less or something, but I'm just gonna hit Control BB, open square bracket, and page up. Control A, and then you can just use emacs commands inside here. That's tmux. You can put it in vim commands too. I don't know, it used to be easier for me, but whatever. So if I install this, I guess it's going to do all this. Let me just check and see if this is all good with me. So far, it's going to even put git in there. Okay, valgrind, that's cool. Yeah, I'm cool with all this. So, did it tell me how to install these? Did I just put install that? Group install, okay. So, sudo group install develop modules. Oh, did I forget DNF? DNF group install. Oh no, it's going to put xorg on there. No, I don't. Oh, let me go over there and look and see what else it's saying. Control BB. Oops. Control BB. Open bracket. Let's see here. So that's the stuff I want. And then now it wants to put some Adobe crap. I didn't see Boost in there before. JDK, I don't want that crap in there. GHC, so I don't know. Like, it didn't tell me it was going to do anything with Haskell earlier. The Haskells, man, the little Haskellers. So like, this is like a lot of libx crap I don't want on my server. So maybe I'll just install GCC by itself or something. Or maybe there's one to say like, I have to escape to get that tmux thing and then hit no here. So that's not the way I want to do it. See if this tells me like a way to do it without. There's group list, development tools. I don't see all the X Windows crap on his. Do I have to tell my DNF I don't want X Windows? GCC version. maybe I can, there's a file. I know in FreeBSD there is. So CentOS 8, force, no, X11. Not forwarding, not SSH. Minus no, minus X11, I'll say minus forwarding. And minus SSH. I want none of that in my search right now. And none of this is what I want. Maybe make no SSH. Oh, these are all precompiled binaries. I mean, not SSH, but X11. I don't want X11. Alright, so maybe like install development tools without X. Do I just have to install that on there and just not worry about it for now? Maybe I don't want to have a CentOS server after all. Let's see here. Maybe build essentials. So, yeah, that's what I want. Yum, install GCC, kernel dev, and make. So let's just do sudo dnf install GCC C++. Do I need that one? Kernel development make. Oh, let me go see what that's going to install here. So we get this and this and that and that. We get the kernel headers, bunch of Perl stuff. That's cool right there. Looks better than the other one. So back to testing my theory anyway. What we could probably do is go to Google and go get Portical. I've only used Portical on Windows before, so I think that this right here just gives us a zip file, and it had like the Windows, the Mac, and the Linux one, all in the same thing. So I'm gonna go back to the other window, and here I'm just gonna make a Portical directory. Well, I probably will already, right? So let me wget that file. It says winportical.exe. Oops, I was wrong. I wasn't paying attention. I guess I was used to Candria because the same guy makes that game, Candria. So Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux, and that one has a tarball that has all three of them in there. I don't know why I keep doing that. So I'm gonna wget this. I'll just put this in wget anyway, and I'll just copy the folder out. So wget, and then grab that link, and then here, and this should make a Portical directory, I guess. And so I'm going to copy protocol to the folder above. Copy -r protocol above. Since it's a directory, it wants me to use the R flag. And now if I go into protocol, there should be some kind of protocol file in here. Is it protocol run maybe? Let me look at that file real quick. sh. It's gonna launch that. So if I say protocol run, well, do I run protocol desktop or protocol run? Does it say download and extract it? You can launch it double clicking this. The file presented to you. It's just protocol. If it has to reside in the protocol for it to work. I don't have a desktop though. Does it mean the same thing that I think it means? See if protocol run does anything. Let's see. It's gonna want me to run this trash. And if I try protocol desktop, it's still gonna want the same thing probably. Okay, so let me go to the first error. I guess this is something I'll mess with later. It looks like it just wants, this is one of the things it wants me to do is to define this. So I might just be able to select export term screen equal 256. But is there another here? So another warning. This is a warning and this is a warning. It's saying there's no directory here though. So or is this expecting me to be an X or not though? So let's try one more thing. So yeah, that's all I have to do. Yeah, let's just put xterm 256 code and see what happens. Out of X defaults. Okay, so that's something I'll worry about in another minute. So let me get back out of here real quick. So protocol can run. What was going on there is I'm in tmux. And I'm using screen 256. I think it didn't like me using that. me see what this is. It's just term. I wonder if I say like m.tmux.conf. I think this is a comment in tmux, and they're saying term here. Sometimes I get that I get confused because like if you go like hi there versus hi there. So if I say like right here delete word, it deletes that because the dash is like a letter to Vim, and a lot of things actually. Even in Notepad, I think it does that. But if I say over here, if I say d word, well, I guess in Vim it doesn't care. But like in some programs it will. And so now let's just say I run a new tmux here. Can I run emacs inside here? Oh, because there's no emacs. It was Portico I was running. So yeah, it's not picking it up correctly. But anyway, it has some. Well, that one didn't reread it. It's still seeing that. There's a way to refresh it. tmux, refresh, config. I think it's like control, colon, and then some file or something. Control B colon or something. Source, there it is. If I say control B, oops, come over here, control B colon, and say source, file, /.tmux.conf. And then try to run emacs. It's not picking it up. And just make sure I didn't make an error in there. It's turning 256. Since it's not working, I'm just going to put it back. And that sucks that it can't be run inside tmux. I'll have to figure that out. Because it's not as useful to run it outside of tmux for me. I'm just so used to using tmux. I can detach from it. Like if I run emacs now, I can't leave it running basically. Which it doesn't matter because I don't need to be an emacs. I can just run SBCL. So I could run the SBCL from inside tmux and then come to Portico over here and I'll connect. Actually, I'll just do that because that's the smartest thing to do, right? So the SBCL won't die. So I'm going to say tmux A. Oops, get the cursor out of the way. tmux A. Get the cursor out of the way where it doesn't do that. And now, just in this first window, let's say, I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to run, well, maybe because I want to dump it. So I'm going to make a directory inside here. I'm going to just call it learn, cd into learn, and make a directory called, I'm just actually going to call it learn Lisp. And inside Lisp, I'm going to run SBCL. That way, if I dump something, it's going to come out in this folder right here. And so now in that window, I can just leave SBCL running, right? And since I couldn't run Portico from inside here, earlier it could run Emacs fine, right? So that's not a big deal. And then also, I want to say like, I can come into Emacs and attach to that. But I want to say tmux, maybe a list. Tmux minus L. The last one maybe. I don't remember any of my commands. What do they call it? Like, oh, that's what it is. I forget, they don't put the commands there. The dash. There we go. So I want to say tmux attach 1 or what? Let me see how I attach to a session. Does it say in here? It's be quicker just to look it up. Oh, maybe I'll go back over there and say like attach session 1 maybe. Zero minus attach minus T0 maybe. Oops, no, I typed that wrong, right? Minus AT session, so minus A minus T 0. Okay, and then this right here, so I opened 2 of these up, and then this already installed what I need to build stuff. So I'm gonna X out of there, and then tmux attach. I just want to have one of these things. And then if I want to run Portical, which is what I want to do right now, right? Because I want to say, so I'll say slash Portical slash Portical, and then Portical run. And then now right here, I should say, where's my INI file for that, I wonder? This is why, like, it's inconvenient. You know, I'm stuck in a stupid window and can't get out of it. That's why I like to run tmux. Okay, so what I want to find in here, though, is where is it in config? Do I have an INI file or something? User.el is probably what it's going to be. Okay. I could have done all this, I guess, from emacs. If I was used to using emacs all the time. Oh, I don't have to install any of that stuff, actually. That's what I wanted to do, though. I was going to say, like, I can install QuickLisp or, like, the Melp or whatever, but it's already installed in here. So that's not going to even tell me, like, what I want, right? So it didn't even matter. So let me go back to the tmux session. And since that's done building, I'll just come in here, I guess. Oh, I'm on my other machine. I hit Control B instead of Control BBC, so Control BBC. Like, what's going on? So if I say cd wguided, and then go in here, and then, man, do I have to type that configure file out again? I wish I would have copied that thing. Control R, type configure. And then we got further than last time already. Oh, while this was running, I wanted to try to run that Portical, but the following libraries were not found. Maybe some development library packages are missing. To build it anyway, give it with genio if available. Genio util. So if I say DNF search utils, so I can just install that, I guess. This is why I'm doing this. I know this is annoying probably to sit here and watch someone do this stuff, but wow. When am I going to get used to typing that? I think it's because I'm talking. I can't talk and type at the same time, maybe. But it's just like this is the junk you have to go through to try to get some stuff running sometimes. And since I'm going to be trying to use Lisp on Linux and Windows, there's going to be many times when stuff like this is failing and stuff. I just installed that, dude. I think I want that because that has to do with the SSL. Maybe some development library. Is there a libgene utils maybe? Or a development version? Let me just search. One more time, let's see what else it said. So right here, I think I'm gonna have to install. So I say devel. And that's all cool with me. So yeah, like I might try to play with someone's game engine or graphics library or who knows what's going to be played with, and it might have to have some of this other stuff installed, and so you're going to have to install packages, and sometimes they're not going to be in Windows, so you might have to use like Ming or something to try to get it to work. So let's try to run emacs again with this right here. So maybe right here we'll get past that, and there might be some other library it's going to want now. So here we go. Configure tputs. The required function tputs was not found in any library. I don't know what that was. The following libraries were tried, so it has none of those. Libraries are most appropriate for your system. Headers, for example, libncursus devel is fine with me. So let's see. DNS search ncursus. See if it shows the libraries too. So there's a libs for it. So probably if I install the devel version of that. It'll install the other one too. Oh. I might have to do the libraries also. I'll probably use that for some stuff, so I don't mind that being on there. And then yeah, okay, so that probably did install that. So now I'll go back over there again. And maybe there's something else. Theoretically, I could go make that window smaller, I guess. Oops, it's done. Nope, we want something else. Let's see, configure warning installs movemail program that does not retrieve POP3 by default emacs 25 and earlier. Movemail configure. Might want to install genial mail utils. You might want to install genial mail utils. Yeah, I'm not going to be checking my mail on the server. I don't know if I care. But it's telling me it's not recommended to run that other one. Oh, I never heard of that before. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't think I care. So, like, do I just do like a make here? I should have, like, probably read read somewhere and make sure I'm doing it right. I guess I'll just see what happens. And then maybe while that's going on, go back over here. Oh. Well, I kind of want to watch that though. So I guess what I could do is just start another one. Because I want to exit out of tmux right there. But I want to watch that actually, so. Oops. Oh, I can just come over here and mess with emacs, right? I don't need to be over there. I don't know why I wanted to be on the server so bad. So I guess I'll move that to the left then. And keep an eye on that. I guess this window is boring now. So, I don't think I started Sly over here yet, so I'll start Sly up. So I guess what the problem was, I don't know if I explained it, was the emacs was too old to have SSL support. I guess I did. Okay. And then, I don't know now, but I think what I was playing with actually last time was like that ragdoll stuff. And I think I did everything I wanted with a plist and symbols and stuff. Well, like messing with them, probably still gonna have to create functions. So I guess the other thing to do would be to Control X, Control F. And what's that file called that I had last time? Like ragdoll testing maybe. And see how those stupid little tilde files, I don't know if you saw them. Well, this one had one, I mean. Let me just come over here. These right here are just like backups. I really don't like how it does that. So usually what I do is I just set my emacs to put all the backups inside a backups folder. And then that way it'll still create the backups. It'll just be all in one folder instead of spread out. Because right here, this is going to be everywhere. And if I was working on a web server, I don't want these little tildes on my web server or something, you know? So it's nice just to put them, stuff them somewhere. So this part's done. And so sudo make install. And then open up this file, so it was ragdoll testing. I think. And then now we can see this. So I'm just going to say Control X2, I guess, and split that window into Control XV to come over here. And then make sure that I'm where I want to be here. Well, I can type CD to do that, I guess. Okay, so now I can just say load. And then I'm going to say ragdoll testing. And then that loaded all this stuff up. So I should be able to say like describe ragdoll. Do I need to put that there? So she's there. So that's how you just load a file. Sometimes you can prefix the files with this #P. Sometimes you have to, but I guess that's the proper way to do it. And I want to say, like, we might have to like define some functions to get her health, let's say. So we say like, how are we accessing her stuff? Get, maybe it's just over the get ragdoll. HP, is that how I did it? So she has -2 inside of herself right now. And that was another thing I needed to do, was fix this loop right here. because she was dying instead of taking half health. So probably what I need to do is, before my loop, I'm thinking, before the loop I need to do a let, put a let in there, and then let, like, her current health. So is that what I wanted? That's probably the smartest thing to do, is fix what's already broke before I make more stuff and break more stuff. I think that's the only thing that's messed up in here. Is there something else that wasn't working? I don't think so. So, I think if I was to say, like, get ragdoll HP, so first I need to give her. So I need to say setf get ragdoll. My hands are so heavy on this keyboard I have. I didn't set nothing. So let's just give her 100 health to play with. And then let me come over here real quick and see if emacs is working. So now emacs is working. So let's get out of this emacs, and the first thing I want to see is make sure this is the version I wanted to work with. 27.2, yes. So emacs. Now, if I say Control X, Control F, that init file might still be there, actually. You know, let me get out of here, because I just hate working out of a weird directory. So I'm going to quit emacs and just say cd. This will take me to my home directory. At least I'm starting off here. And SBCL was the first one, so that's fine. I guess now I wouldn't have to run SBCL outside of emacs at all. But maybe the emacs will crash or something, so it might be smartest just to have it like this, where the SBCL is just running on its own. It's not using emacs or nothing else. Then we'll just use slide to connect to that when we want to mess with it, which means we'll have to come back over here and load Swank and run a server, connect to it from here. But right now I don't need to mess with the server too much. The one thing I do want to do, though, is now that this is installed, continue where I was, as far as making sure Melpa is going to work now. So there's probably one open, but I'll close some of these windows in a second. Oh, like, why isn't this page working? Or why does it show so little? Where does it say how do I install it? This is all, well, you know what? It's already there, right? Probably, because there's a .emacs file and there's an init file. And so I already did that. So I can probably just Control K that, kill that buffer. And then Alt X, and then say package, refresh contents. And then if it's connecting to Melpa now, it's not airing out. So now we can say, like, you can't come over here and look in the inside package, list packages, I think it is. And then, like, there's already more stuff in here than there was, right? These zeros, these @ weren't there before, I don't think. So I can say, like, Control S and start looking for a sly. So there's a, like, AC slides, like, probably like for auto completion. Autocomplete, run shell asynchronously, and then helm sly, and then there's sly itself. I'm just going to kill that window and then come down here and say package, install, and then sly. So I'll go grab that stuff. So now we can run sly and stuff on here, and then probably, just to get it over with, go ahead and install Quick Lisp, let's say. So go like this, go like this. I don't think I need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. Here's where I need to go. So now we can just Control BBC to start another window. And then here, I'll go to downloads, I think, because this is gonna do its own thing, its own folder also. Oh, can't do that. I'll do this. And then that should have the Quick Lisp file sitting right here. And then I can download this right here too. And and just like try to verify this. So right here it's a good signature, so it worked. It's just there's no guarantee that this is a certified trusted signature or whatever, but it came from the site that I downloaded that from. So and if you're following along, you might not get this because you probably don't have their key in your key ring or whatever. Maybe on a new computer I'll show how to set that up. So that's cool. I can use that now. So I want to go to Control BB1, I guess, and then here is this where I don't have Sly running yet, so I can run Sly over here too. You know, I almost just want to connect to the other one, but I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I don't have that in my. I'll have to go set that up too. You can go in there and tell it which one to use, but it's just gonna pick one. And then what I want to do is load. I guess I could just actually easier than that. Oh, I guess I don't want to do that. So I'll just come over here to this window. And then if I go back to where that was, right, I can just say SBCL. And then this will install it for me. So load, quick Lisp. Just so you can see how to do it from the command line. We could have loaded it up from inside Emacs also. So quick Lisp, quick start, install, and then after this it's going to show us how to put it inside the init file right here. So you would have to say quick load, like you would have to load quick Lisp every time, which is fine. If you just open up SBCL or Emacs, you have to load it every time. If you put this in here, you won't have to. So I'm just going to put quick Lisp add to init file, and then now every time it's just tell me what it's going to put in there. So it's going to add it into the SBCL RC file, and then put this in here, and it's going to load quick Lisp for us. So that's cool. And I guess you could look at it too. So we can say like home, ribbit. Oh, I'm still inside here. So I can exit out of here. And then I could say like less home ribbit .sbcl if I wanted to look at it, I guess. And that's the only thing that's in there is this stuff for quick Lisp. So I guess for this Emacs right here, I could load it too because I didn't. So I guess I'll see it both. If I say load, I'll put the £P because I don't know if I can use the tilde key. Tilde slash. Can I do that here? Okay, so I might be able to do it in those. And then load quick Lisp. And then quick Lisp. What was it? Quick start, I thought. Yeah, I don't think it's even this one that I have to load. To do it, I'd have to load the other one, right? It was in downloads. So if I say tilde slash downloads, and then quick Lisp like this, right? QL. It's already installed though. I don't want to install it. Maybe there's another file that I had to. Anyway, there's a file you can just load it with, but I'm just gonna quit out of here because I don't want to like mess with it. I'm taking too long. I'm already doing stuff right now. So now if I go back into Emacs, then now it'll be inside my SBCL. And technically I want to do the same thing too, right? To this one. So I want to go to the first one. I'm going to exit out of here. And then I'm going to just rerun it. I probably even from now on, if I'm going to work on the server, just connect from Emacs to this version right here. Because this is what I want to try to do to the web server on. You know, I mean, what am I doing right now? So this is why we should be working on the server anyway. So now that I did that, I should be able to say QL quick load, and then man, how am I going to spell it right this time? Hunchin toot, I think is what it was. All right, so we'll let that run real quick. I no longer need this window, so let's get out of here. I don't need that window. I don't need that window. I don't think that window is just there so it wouldn't close. I do want to search engine open though. You know, I'm just going to go like this and leave that blank, or I'll just pick something I won't close. So something I won't close would be like Common Lisp Rebel as my shell, and then I'll click on that, and then that way when I see that window I'll know not to close it. Hopefully. And then I want to say hunchin toot. This is just the, okay. And then just a start one to make sure it works. Starting a web server. So this probably isn't smart to go run this on port 80 because anybody that goes there is going to see it. I don't know, like, whatever. Maybe I'll just copy it instead of typing it out like I normally do. Oh, that's what's not cool about, you know, I shouldn't be doing this anyway. Inside here I should be doing it from emacs, right? So actually, what I want to do is QL quick load and swank, let's say. So we'll go down onto the Swing server. And do I remember off the top of my head how to do the Swing stuff? Was it Swing create server? You know, because there's a no close. I want to put that on since this is actually the server going to go. So let me just make sure I do that right. Swing create server. Don't close, I think. Don't close true, but I just want to make sure. Won't close, don't close. You guys do not close or something. I'll search for close maybe. Don't close true. Swing server, and just say like port 80, and then don't close true. What's it saying here? Error finding bogus. The source is probably the quote. Oh, maybe its permission is denied because I'm trying to run it on port 80. Like ports below like 1024-ish. Might need special privileges to run. I'll have to look at that, I think. So if I do the same command, right, as I did a minute ago, which I can't do like this, but I could probably just go like this, and then right-click it, and then right-click it again. And let's just, well, I can't do that. Go above that. So let's just use the 42, this 42 that's on this example over here. And then try don't close true. And it started, so yeah, probably that's what it was. I have to look into that because I want to run my... I don't know if I'd want to, like, do I want to run like Blighty or Apache or something and then just forward that from port 80 to over here? I don't know, like what would be like better to do or whatever. If it's better to have something like that there. So I have to research that stuff. That doesn't matter. Now, I guess, if I was to go to ribbitface.com, and if I don't put the port in, then it's just going to be like whatever. But if I put 42 there, oh, sorry. I'm Such a goofball. I was trying to run that on port 80. And usually I put 4096 on here anyways, what I'd want to run it on. Like, I'll remember that better, but I didn't remember to put it there, so maybe not. Okay, now what I want to do is come over here to emacs and run sly connect. And it's going to be localhost, and I put 4242. What's that mean? Package link does not exist. Okay. So Control XB, Control XB, and then type REPL. Like, give me my REPLs, man. Oh, I should have tab completed. Sorry. Control XK, Control XB. Maybe is there any REPLs? There's not. I am running Sly though, right? Or was I not? Dude, let me get out of here because I don't even know what I was doing. Okay. Maybe I want to do a sly disconnect. I want to do it all. I don't know what I was doing. Let me get out of here. Oh, I actually hit Control Z. So right here I just say FG to bring it back in the front. Control X, Control C. All right, I'm just gonna start over because maybe it'll reboot my brain or something. I don't know what's going on. So I did put Sly on here, right? Sly connect localhost. Error in process filter. Emacs stream unavailable from Emacs. Emacs rec sleep connection info. Slink does not exist. I don't know, let's just see if that's a popular error. Maybe I just had to install that too, but I would have thought that when I installed Sly, so inside of here, let me just say like Alt X, package, list packages, and then I'll say like Control S Slink. There's not one in there. I wonder if that's like quick list or something complaining. What if I just run Sly real quick, right? Let's try that. Control G, Alt X, Sly. Alt X, Sly. What type of argument? Alt X, Sly. Disconnect? I don't know, like, did I do something wrong? Dude, just kill it. Emacs. Oh, it's like it's already there. Can't find inferior use. Maybe I should go set that in a minute too. I don't know why it wasn't working a minute ago. Like, what was going on? QL, quick load. I want to say QL, apropos, system apropos, and I'm going to look for Slink. So what I'm thinking about it happened a minute ago was I don't have Slink already in my quick Lisp thing or whatever. So if I say Slink here, then next time it should be able to find it. And maybe if I do that and I quit now. And now if I say alt-X, sly, connect, logo host, 4242. Oh, you want to know what I probably did on the other one? Okay. I think I know what's happening here. Well, maybe I don't, but I want to guess that when I was over here, I loaded Swink. I'm not going to know because I don't have a little thing to go up with. So I have a tab over here. So I think I just want to exit out of here real quick. And then run SBCL again. But this time I want to quick load Slink. Wow. QL quick load Slink. And I want to say like Slink. I mean, did I really say Swank instead of Slink earlier? I don't know. Create server port 4096 this time, and then it was don't close true. Now, if I come back over to the other window over here, try emacs again. Is this what's happening? I hope. Slide, connect, and then localhost, and then 4096. Ribbit. This could be the start of a beautiful program. If you only knew. Okay, now try this again. QL, quick load, and see I'm running the SBCL in the other window, connecting to that, and then just use the Slink from over here. So hunch and toot. Cool, quick load, hunch and toot. I wonder if I'll run into the same problem that I was trying earlier. I didn't type that out earlier, so now I can't remember it, but let's just get it working, and then I'll type it out one time to remember it. So, yes. Let's see if it tells me, though. Socket bind 13, permission denied. So, yeah, it's just, I'm not allowed to do that. If I ran this emacs as, if I ran that SBCL as root, then I would probably be able to do that stuff. But I don't know if like it's checking that or if it would let me. But there's probably a better way to run it than running it as root. So now I'm just going to pick a port on the server. So 8080, for instance. And then now if I go to ribbit face, new port 8080. Do I see anything? So now at this point it could be a firewall blocking it maybe. So what I can do over here though is say control BB2, and then let's just say like curl ribbitface.com for 8080. And so right here it's telling me you can see it. So the local machine sees it. Hutch and Toot's up and running. I just can't see it from the outside yet. Yeah. And you can probably see it from inside emacs too. If I was to go back. Yeah, let's just do a new emacs because I don't want to be stupid over there. And then if I was to say ribbitface.com port 8080. This function requires emacs to be compiled with libxml2. Oh. Well, I guess I can't use that after all. So I should have installed this, compiled it with this, but I really don't care about surfing the web from ribbitface server, so that's okay. That's acceptable. It's actually running. I just can't see it from the outside. So that might be something that I'd have to look at the firewall D So maybe, just to see if it's this simple, I guess. Google, firewall, D, open, port 8080, let's say. 808, man, that's my favorite port. Gotta be about 1024 though for our purpose right now. I'll just open 2 of these. DigitalOcean, let's go to that one. Firewall state, I was trying status earlier. Let me just type that one in. So, probably have to be the wall, the sudo dude real quick. Firewall, cmd, state. It's like, you're not special. I want to be special too. So it's running. And that's what we get here. And then get default zone. It's probably just going to be public. Let's just check. Wall, cmd, get default zone. Public. Okay. Active zones. E0, E1. I wonder what mine is, like an ENS or something. Is that what my interface is? Firewall, CMD. Alright, this is just I'm using a Vultr server. Zones. ENS3. So I'm using Vultrs just who I'm hosting with right here. It's $10 a month, so it's not bad to have a ribbitface.com for $10 a month, I guess, for the server, plus like domain name and all that crap. So this right here is the network card. Firewall CMD, list all. That would list all that stuff. Get zones. I just want to open a port. Got ENS3. Probably should write that down. Dude, can I get an open port or what, dude? Like, show me how to open a freaking port already. Wait, I don't want to go mess with the XML file to open a port. You can enable an service for a zone using the add service parameter. Yeah, but how do I... Let's see. Add service HTTPS. Can I just put a port there, you think? Zone add port. Opening port for your zones. I wonder if I just do this. Sudo firewall. Wow. If I type slower, maybe I'll actually type faster, huh? I added a port. I added a port and got it ported. Equal. Add port equal 8080. Says a success. I wonder how I see that. Show it to me. List ports. If I say like a sudo firewall cmd zone equal public. Give me a public zone, man. Now everybody's gonna see all my ports that are open. Oh wow, did I really do that? Well, good thing I checked that. I'd be like, oh, it doesn't work. So how do I remove that sucker? Like 808 won't even help me because that's not even a high enough port for the Hutchin to run on. Zone public list. So how do I do that? Add port? Can I say remove port? Remove my mistake. Remove it. Oh, no. Can't. Delete port. Oh, I'm just going to try it. Whether you tell me I can or not. That was another command. Sorry. When it gets confused like that, just hit anything and then go back. Or maybe I was the one command. I was the one confused. Where did I add that freaking port at? Oh, you show me my command. There's only 2 of them up. Alright. So I want to remove a port, delete a port. Wow, I can type real good if you can't tell. Ooh, it said I'm successful. Alright. Now can I tap complete? There we go. Oh, you've got to be joking me. Warning not enabled. 8080 TCP, not in public. Can I not add that in public? If I list the ports again. Oh, because I removed it, does it delete the freaking port? Come on, man. I don't want to remove the freaking... I removed the other one. Oh, I didn't add it. Dummy. Alright. One day I'll get smart enough to do these videos. I hope. Just everybody that just broke their firewall for following along. Don't follow me along. Let's try this again. Uh-oh, we're running Lisp on revitface.com. Oh, well, right now you can read the TB-NL Hutchinson documentation. So one day I'm going to have to read all this trash too, I think, to start making ribbit face. Well, like, to know it very well enough. Like, how do I secure all kinds of stuff? Like, I can do it in Apache. I have no idea how to do it in here. I wonder if there's like a demo or something. Templates, like, portable. So this right here, you probably don't, I don't know if I want to run it like this because it's showing all this stuff, right? This isn't my stuff sitting here, so this might be, let's say, not production. Oh, here's what I was trying to do right here, running it on 80, so I guess it would help to read that sooner than later. Y'alls. Like, this guy's like, I'm not even gonna bother, like, telling you how to do it. Figure it out yourself. So yeah, just, you know, reading this dude's, like, you know, messing with some dude, Whites or whatever his name is. Right here's his last name. Yeah, you might have to run Apache or something up front just to, you know, be safer or whatever. I don't know. So, but it looks like this right here might have some information. But if that guy's not telling us, then I guess it, you know, do I want to be? But I don't know. I'll have to check that out. Maybe I could just, if nothing else, just go to Apache, put Apache on there. It's just like, why run Apache if I don't have to? That's what I've always run in the past. It's just really big and bloated and stuff. So it might be a time to look into this. Liddy or Nginx. I think they call it like Nginx or something. But it looks like Nginx to me. So if it might be better to run one of those and just like forward it over here or something. So I'm not sure yet. But the most important thing is, you know, ribbitface.com almost has a web page. It's got it at 8080. So at some point I'll start playing with this. So now I'm wondering if I should even try to like do one of these Lisp videos or like Lisp now. Because what I kind of wanted to do was, oh, well, I still need to fix that. So let me go back over here. I'm pretty sure I just need to let there, but I think what I want to do right now is I still want to get to the classes, which I don't really know nothing about object-oriented programming, so at some point I have to learn that. But we have all these other dudes in here, and the only thing we're missing is, I think, kind of is like maybe a class and a struct. So maybe mess with a struct right now. And then on the next one, I don't know if like I'm going to be ready to try to like, I don't know. I'll try to like maybe do classes if I can figure out how to do it. I at least want to like scan over what to do versus what I did right here, you know, the whole time just trying to figure out what stuff is. I don't even know what I'm doing really. So I don't know if I should type up here or type down in the REPL. What to do, what to do. So, I guess it doesn't matter. So define a struct. Gonna give a struct a name. Right, we did all the other things, I think. Oh, I guess we haven't done like hash keys. Yeah, maybe I'll just do a little. It's just getting so tacky to do it like that. I'm just gonna put a to do here. To do. Just gonna make my to do not even a whole heading. To do, to do, to do, and then right here, I'm gonna say we have to do hash keys, hash map. What are they called? Hash maps, maybe. And then defstruct, which I'll do right now. But you know me, I might get confused and start talking about something else or something. And then get ribbit face to run on 80, or at least forwarded from there. At the least, man. Because right now I could just, you know, put anything up there and just go to 80 and forward it to 8080 or something. And I guess like eventually find out if safe to run Hunchintute on port 80. When the guy who made it, it's like he didn't see a reason to even add that functionality in there or whatever. So, and then I guess go back to their file while I was doing this, or else I'll never do it. So let's give the pet a name. I think you can just say like, I could just say like name, and maybe HP and str, I think, and then close it, and then this is my struct. But I saw a couple places people mentioning that the structs don't really like to be like if you make them one way, they don't like to be redone another way or something. Like you have to recompile or reload your file or something like that, which isn't a big deal. But you can also give them like default names. And I don't know if there's parentheses there, so it might have been parentheses on this. But so I want to say I can give them a parentheses name though. So like if we give Ribbit a name, Ribbit a name, we're gonna give him. I think we want to give him, let's say 100 HP. I think I said. We'll make him really, really like healthy, I guess. But he'll be a little, you know, he's a little weak tree frog or something. Who knows? So save that file. I can hit Control X E. And then now it'll be in the other window down here. I can come down here, and then I guess there is no pet yet, right? Like that's just creating that. So I don't think I can interact with Ribbit yet, actually. I don't even know. Like if I say describe pet, let's say. Do I have to put a pet like this, maybe? Okay. And then I don't know. I think I have my resolution really low to look on the screen, so it's kind of big, but it's almost too tacky to. Maybe because it's really wide, I should start splitting these the other way. I'm just not used to it yet. So we can see, like, yeah, if a pet name's a structure. Oh, I never looked at this. I'm just checking it out. In the inet form. I think when you do classes, you type in this inet form or something when you make those things too, if you give them values. Okay, so but there is like a struct named pet, but the ribbit dude doesn't exist. Well, the inet form's ribbit, but like I never created that thing or whatever. So I want to say, let's go back over here. Yeah, I guess, because that way to reload it the next time. I want all that stuff to come back. So the next time I load this file, I want it to create the defstruct, and I probably want it to go ahead and like maybe make a pet for me or something. So I'll probably use like def parameter to keep it. Because right now if I create, I'm thinking if I say like create or like make pet or whatever it is, parameter, that's how you spell that. So if I say like def parameter and give it maybe a name, and then if I was to say make pet, can I make all these in one though? Like maybe I can say like ribbit. And then I want to say, maybe I'll say like make, because we created a pet, so we have to say make pet. And then if I make the pet, can I give it maybe this name stuff? So name, like I'll just put a symbol there instead of a string, see what happens. Name, and then I want to say HP. We'll just give them 100. I mean, technically I can just make pet, because if I make pet, it's going to make all these because I set these as a default, but I just want to see, maybe I didn't want these to be, maybe I want to give them HP of 99 or something. And so now if I say Control X E, and then down here at the bottom, you can see. It's kind of why I like to type this down here, because see right now when I did that, all I got was this ribbit here, where like I think I'm going to actually just type down here where I like typing anyway from now on, because it would have gave me so much more information or something if I would have done that. It's like def parameter should like I should just be able to, let me go back up there, right? I don't know if this is going to mess something up, but who cares? So I'll come back over here and I'll just say like setf this, which def parameter would let me do it too, but just want to try this, right? And so right here, instead of just saying ribbit, at least it let me know there's a structure, it's pet name ribbit HP 100. And so now if I say ribbit, well, I guess that's all I get back. So now how am I going to look at this stuff? Like, can you loop for each item? Loop is probably just like, I wonder if like a lot of the looping constructs are probably just for like lists or something, I wonder. But like for each item inside here or something. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, how could this be done? Maybe we can say like pet P or something, just to see if there's a ribbit there, let's say. So pet P. So usually when you see that P, it just means like predicate. It's like asking a question. So it's kind of like, pet? Is there a pet? Is there a pet named ribbit there? And so, and then in that case, maybe we can say like pet name. Oh. Hey, get out of there. Pet name ribbit, maybe. So pet name ribbit's ribbit because I gave him the ribbit name. And maybe I should say like pet frog or something. Pet name frog. Frog will be the ribbit main. Okay, so now I should be able to say HP also. And strength. So pet str ribbit. So at least now I can start accessing these. I just wonder if there's a way to like spit them all out. So, but so far I haven't done anything special that I need to copy up there. I'm just gonna say Control X1, and then like let's just say, did we have a stats, like ragdoll stats or something? Did I ever put that in a file? I don't know. So let's just say we want to get ribbit stats. Well, so what we could probably do is use a progin maybe. And then say format. So it's just in the function, so I know what I'm typing. Defun pet stats. Let's just say like pet stats, and then we'll give it like a pet name. So you want to put a pet name here. And this is not the same as the other one, right? Like this pet name is going to be local. It has nothing to do with the other one up here. So maybe I'll call it like pet name, maybe. Just till people get used to like having everything named the same and not mattering or whatever. Probably a lot of languages you can do this too, though. But I'll just say like pet name. So defun stats pet name, and then we'll say I want to put a prog in here maybe. Format T, and then for now let's just put a tilde s here. Well, tilde s, tilde percent. You know. I wonder if I could do that down here. So if I go like this and go down, there's no more lines. If I make lines right here, can I come back up here and hit this? No, I cannot. Can I go like this? And if I was to come down like this right here, and I wonder, is it Control X RT? Maybe Control X RT. And then what if I say like format like this, format T, and then I'll say tilde S tilde percent, and then right here close this. And I want to say we'd have to say like pet name, and then ribbit, like this, let's say. And then let's come over here real quick and bring these up. Okay, nice, something to work with. I don't think I would need that many, right? But maybe. So format T, and then we'll say like pet name ribbit, and then right here we'll say HP ribbit, and right here we'll put str ribbit, and then we don't need to put this here. And then right here I want to put a terpre, let's say, just, you'll see. And then down here I'll put a terpre. And then, okay, so we don't want it to be hard-coded to be ribbit though, I did that wrong. So, I'm just gonna go like this. Sorry. And then this right here, this whole thing, I think. Control X, RT. Oh, I didn't do it, did I? Well, the last one, I'll just fix it then. I had to put PT in here, and there. And then, can I delete the rest of that stuff? No. So that's cool. I don't know how to, like, can I just delete this part though? I wonder if I go forward a little bit and say Control X D, okay? Control X RT DT. Oh, I didn't like that at all. Sorry. If I was in the other window, it'd be easier to do this. If I was on a different buffer. So for right now, let me just go like this. I'll figure that out one day. Show it to you. And then right here, I should just say Alt D. And then Control D. And then right here, if I say pet stats ribbit. Oh. Yeah. So I need to put these here, put that there, put that there. And then ribbit 100, so yes. So now we have semi-function here. So here maybe we'll say like ribbit 100. What if I should put like a type in there? This is where like if I want to define this struct and put like a type in it, you know, or something, that's where you would probably want to restart this stuff or something. I'll have to read up more on that. But like this part doesn't matter, so I want to say like I wonder if I can say like this, for instance, ribbits, stats maybe, Ribbit stats. I kind of like just ribbit stats, not ribbit stats. Ribbit stats. And then right here I could say maybe HP. And then right here I can put strings. I don't like that to be capitalized, maybe. HP, there we go. And you could like ribbit has so-and-so health. But let's just try like this now. Oops. So the terp reads were just the new lines right here. And if not, this would be like right under here. So, and then nil would be right here. So it's just a little easier to see. Someone's like, if we're actually playing a game rather than all this stuff being bunched up, it just, someone can just look right here. And I need a space right there apparently. So here, let's go forward and put a space right there. And then now we try this out, right? Cool. And then maybe right here, I'll come over here, go like this. I guess a faster way to do it would be like, come over here, Control Alt B, then Control W to cut, and then Control B to go back where I was, and then go to the bottom of this file, and then we can say like, well, I guess I can start commenting some of this. Playing with structure, say structure, I guess, or with structures. Playing with structures. Structures. Man, that's not the way you spell structures, is it? Defstruct. I will not be able to type today for some reason. Playing with structures. Okay. Gee whiz. And then I put this over here. Control Y. Control X, Control S. Save it. And then there's also Control XB was this command, right? So I might come over here, Control XB to this. Now every time we run this file, it's going to print this out if I put this here. So maybe I'll just be like defund. So I'll just comment this out. And then maybe put like usage right here. I wonder if I just put that in a doc string. See, it's just going to get annoying. I think what I want to do too is maybe have one file with no comments in it and just try to make all the things make sense. Or maybe like this pet names doesn't make sense to be doing that if that's what I'm trying to do. So I might go back and like, make this prettier on the next one. Or just, I don't know, sometimes when I'm by myself, I like to make real tier stuff. So, I don't know. The Common Lisp way is to spell everything out. They just love long names, if you haven't noticed. And these aren't even very long ones. There's like destructuring bind and all kinds of crazy stuff that's miles long. So I don't know. I just have to like figure out like maybe a style to use or something. And what I'd like to do is have one with no comments, another one with a bunch of comments like usage, and then put the comments in the doc string. It's just, it's easier to just look at the code though without but maybe, I don't know. People say they hate parentheses too, so maybe I just need to put it in there and get used to it, or maybe write the stuff with the documentation in it, and then write another Lisp file that parses the files and takes all the doc strings out and then creates another file. Then when someone wants to look at it, they can look at the one with the doc strings and one without the doc strings. Because then the doc string would make it look like this or something. So I could take that out of there, let's say, and then go like this. And then if I put this like this, let's say, come over here and get rid of this, and then get rid of this one. And then come over here and then say like defund pet stats, display stats of chosen pet, and then I want to say I can put it whatever I want right here. This one right here you might be able to like go like this, but I think these you don't want to do that too, if I'm thinking of the correct language anyway. Then if I rerun this one, right, come over here, Control XE, Control C, Control K, I want to say, will compile the whole file. So that just compiles the whole file and there's no warnings. And since I've got the slide REPL, it does it in here. You see, it shows like all the stuff being done, redefining. So that stuff's inside here now. And that way, if someone wants to later go run that, they can see how to run that thing. But maybe if I actually put it down here and ran it, when someone loaded it, they'd see that and they could come back and hunt that down. Because right now they're not even going to know, like, something's spitting out. It's not going to spit anything out. But to test the file, you might want to put this down here. And then when they load the file, it'll spit that out. Because if you notice, like I called ratgirl right here with HP, it showed that earlier. And when I loaded the file earlier, it actually, ratgirl actually like attacked herself, you know? Maybe because it's setting this, and so when it set this, it ran this right here or something. But in the other file, you can see when I loaded it, like ratgirl like killed herself already. She has -2 damage. It looks like right here. I need to put a Control XB. So where's she saying that at? So this actually right here also. I will fix this in the next video, I think, where she doesn't kill herself. I think I know what to do, I just don't want to mess with it right now. But while I'm looking at this, I'll put the % sign here and save that. I don't know, like if I say Control CK and it recompiles it, did it just rerun that function again? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because here's where I put that in there, right? So just that, like by setting that, it's running that function. And I don't want that to happen, like ratgirl shouldn't start attacking just because you load that file, so that's something else I have to do too. I won't write that down just because it's going to be obvious the next time I load it that ratgirl goes crazy right away. And then I forgot what I was talking about. So if I come back over this other file, it'll remind me. Oh, yeah, that was just that stupid stuff for the pet stats. So I want to say like document, sometimes like right here, if you're on the wrong spot, like tab completion, everything's gonna work weird. So just click out here to the end of the thing, or just from here hit Control E to the end of the line, and you'll be back where you can actually type and everything works right. Another thing is if I have stuff here, I hit Control A, see how it did it right. But let's just say I did this and then if I come up here and I hit Control A, but if I was to be here and hit Control A, and I come up here, then you just hit Control E, Control A. E to go to the end of the line. I want to say there's like a Alt M goes to the, oh, I guess like Alt Shift M goes to the first non-white space. So it just ran over there. So that might be another way to, but that's not the first non-white space right here, right? So the way I just do that is I'm here, I just hit Control EA. I don't know. I don't know all this stuff very well, so I'm just learning it. So we have the struct sitting there, we can access it, which means we can actually start attacking and stuff. So if we can get the strength and we get the HP, we can, make that stuff. Oh, what I wanted to do was, I was trying to say a minute ago, is it documentation? And what was it, pet stats I want to say? I don't know, like, do I just go like this maybe? Invalid number of arguments. Oh, does it tell me what I want if I go like this? Documentation. It says at the bottom down here, documentation object doc type. So I think my object doc type, my object would be pet stats, and doc type might be function, you think? So if I say function, consider a function, okay. So display stats of chosen pet, Control M, usage, Control M, pet stats, ribbit. These Control M's right here, these are Windows like returns. So that's all this is. So this just means that maybe because I'm in Unix right now, like a Unix file system, it might be showing those. If I switch to Windows, I wonder, oops, is that the right button? Oops, was that the wrong button? Let me see. Mac, Unix. So what if I try that again? It's still showing them. But anyway, like, I don't want to, like, I like to stay in the Unix thing or whatever, but I don't know what I just did with all these buttons. I don't know what all these buttons do yet. That's all this is. So I like Emacs a lot of stuff. It kind of expects stuff. If you ever notice like slashes and some weird stuff, it expects, it kind of like usually is running in a Unix environment. So even when you're in Windows, weird stuff is happening. But there's probably a way to get rid of this, but just know, like, if I was on Linux, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Because this right here is just a Control M. It's like a, what is it? There's a line feed, I want to say, and a carriage return inside the Windows ones. And then the Unix ones, it like only expects to have a line feed there. And there's another one that Mac used to be even different, so there was even another way that Mac was doing it. So like all three of these used to choose different ways to make that stuff, but that's not something that's important to me right now. So I'll figure out how to get those out of there one day. Oh well. Maybe we could go to the ribbit and say, oh, not to do get Control M's out of documentation. Documentation. I'm just gonna put docstring because I don't know if that's what it is in Python or whatever. It just will remind me, like, documentation of what? And I didn't spell that right either. Documentation. Jeez, why are words so weird? Does it have to be so complicated to frickin' type for dyslexic people? I used to be real bad with numbers when I was a kid. I could never type, or well, I guess I didn't have any typing way things to do, but I could never write numbers. One of my brothers used to get so mad because we'd play like Final Fantasy or I don't know if it was Final Fantasy, but some of these type of old like Dragon Warrior type games or whatever. And sometimes you have a key. It'll tell you like put this key in, and so you have to write the key in because nobody had cell phones to take a picture or anything back then. So we just write all these things down, and almost I would write it down and then we'd come back to play the next day, and we lost like 12 hours, 20 hours worth of like stuff. I mean, like back then I didn't even know what the internet was, so wasn't there looking that stuff up. And he'd get all mad, like, we spent like 20 hours on that yesterday, and you got the code wrong again. So sometimes I would just go grab him, like, hey, can you write the number down or check my numbers at least? I don't know why. I come up with a way to help me not be confused with the words like that and stuff, but I don't want to show anybody what it is because it's how I make usernames now. So now I can just go anywhere and just make my own. I have a little way to make my own usernames up. So I use it for that other and show everybody what I was talking about. So I think this is almost enough for this video. Let me just make sure in this other window, we have our struct. We have a function that goes with it. I want to say that you can also create, with structs, you can get single inheritance, like a single level inheritance out of these things, I think. So I'm going to attempt that real quick. And I think you have to make like a constructor for this one. So this time I'm going to try pet food, let's say. And then, I don't know, some of the stuff gets so weird looking, the way that the Lisp dudes like type all their stuff out. So I want to make a defstruct pet food. And, oh, there's another thing to do too. I want to say, come back over here and random number. So random number, so maybe we could choose some stuff. Seed, but you might have to put a seed there first. So, I guess I was right in the other window now. So make a pet food. And there needs to be a constructor. And create pet food. It's like right here is another place I want to make my name shorter or something. Oops. I don't like going over like 80 characters usually. Sometimes I like to type that far because it's just easier for me to read going down than like if the line's way over here, I gotta like my eyes have to go way over so far to the right because it's one of these fat TVs or whatever. If I just like kind of scan down, it's just way easier for me. But here, like if I hit the enter here instead of putting my parameter, it might look weird. Like even this is kind of weird, right? But I think I want to put this down maybe. I don't know how normal or what's proper way to do this stuff. But for me, it's more about just looking straight down and getting the information out of there. So when we make a constructor, I guess we want to do this constructor. We'll give the pet food a name. We can give the pet food the same thing at HP, and just give the pet food a string, because if you're going to eat your food, it might bite back. It might bite you back, it might not, you know? And then, let's see, defstruct pet name constructor, create pet food name, HP strings. And I want to say now, we just say like name, HP string, which last time we did default values. I guess this time we'll just leave it without the default values. So control XS. I could hit control XE here, right? But I really want to run this. So I'm going to say alt W to copy it. Control XO. Control Y to paste. And see, I missed a parent right there. I didn't even notice. So hit enter. And then destruct 2 elements. Cat food. Name to satisfy lambda. Between 0 and 2 expected, but got 5. Wow. So I got nowhere near that one. Defstruct. Pet food. And then there's a constructor. That first pet food looks really weird to me. Maybe that's not supposed to be there. Like this first parentheses. Am I just typing this wrong? I don't know. I'll probably have to go back and try to find out how you're supposed to do these, but it does look weird right there. And that says error. Expected one of type read only. This is a different error. It's not giving me a number wrong. So error while parsing argument to destruction by unknown keyword name HP strings. So that looks different than when I had it like this. And what's it crying about here? Too many arguments to destructing bind. Still destructing bind, not happy. Create food, pet food, name, string, HP. Oh, you know, it's probably going to be some parentheses junk, right? When in doubt, like I'm closing all this up, so I'm way off on my parentheses. So I'm trying to do the pet food, and this constructor ends right here. We're giving it the values there. So let me see if I come over here and close it. Just pet food. I think it's going to be like this. So that time it didn't tell me any more info. So what I want to do now is to Alt P to bring that up, then Control Space to start highlight mode, and then Control B to grab that, and then Control W to cut it, Control X, and then O to come over here. And what I want to do right here is to paste it before I get rid of the other one. Because if I was to come over here and like highlight this and do the same thing with this and do that, it's in my clipboard, so I would have overwrote it. And it looks kind of weird looking. I don't know if it's supposed to be. That looks weird looking too, but whatever. So it's a little bit better looking. So I think it looks so funky though because this is all supposed to be one line. You would think anyway. Like, it's probably what it expects. It's just, I don't know. It looks weird either way because like there it doesn't look necessarily weird. It's just jacked up because it's so long. but like, I don't know. There's something about the indentation not looking so weird though. I don't know. Guess I'll just do it like this. And then, so now if we come over here, let's say, we have a constructor, and I want to say you can no longer use make, like make. Now I think you have to use create. Or that was, like, I don't know. So now we have a food sitting there. So, okay, so I have pet food, but now I want to make like something off that pet food, let's say, rather than making just a pet food. So this, I guess, where you do like the single inheritance. This is the same, like up here, right here. Let's say, let's just go find it. So this is a way to create a struct, and then when you use that struct, you're going to use make pet. And then I want to say with this constructor right here, you would say create pet. So maybe we can try that actually before I build the other one. So if we say create, I want to say, like I did, do I do a create pet food? Pet food. And then let's just say we say horse fly, and we'll give so horsefly will be his name, I guess. Horsefly was supposed to be his name though, right? So do I want to give him a name Horsey, I guess? Horsey and horsefly, let's see, has 3 health and 3 strength because horsefly is hurt. Might be able to take out a ribbit anyway. And then maybe the same thing here. Def R, we could use def parameter or def R. But I might want to relabel this thing later. And then here, we'll say it's a horsefly. See, I don't know, like right here, should my horsefly be in, oh, did I just create new ones? Should it be with the little eyeballs or earmuffs right there? I don't know. But I guess I'll, horsey is unbound. Well, I'm trying to create it, but I guess right there. So now if I say horsefly, and then now we have a horsefly. So could we get as, so let's just say like, do I say pet food, I want to say name, horsefly. I guess I should have made ribbit a frog or something and just named him ribbit. Might make more sense, right? So that means this line is cool. So, and then right here, let's just say like, create a constructor for a struct. And then I guess, let's just say that, well, what's this one? Pet. So pet was ribbit. We can make another ribbit, but I don't necessarily want to, because I made that pet a ribbit to begin with. I don't want to like branch off that one maybe. But maybe this one right here, we could try to do like the single inheritance stuff. So it's kind of weird here because I don't think I could make, like when I made this constructor right here, I had to make create pet food. But I want to say like the make, let's just try. So the other one I said make, right? So if I come up here, where I was talking about on this one, and I made ribbit, I say make pet. And I want to say you can't use make no more, because this should be make pet food. And then the same way we made that one, maybe we'll just say like we'll just say flappy 33, fappy Flappy, man. Not a fappy, a flappy. And this is similar, but we had to do it like this way maybe on that one, because this would be the other way. So we'd say, can I just say name, and then HP, and then 1, right? Like this. Common Lisp make pet food is undefined, so we didn't get that when we did that. So this is what you have to do, create. But now I wanna take this one over here. Let me just go show it. So we want to take like this pet food right here, and then we're gonna make a defstruct, and we'll just make this on the fly. And we'll include, so this is where you can do one level of inheritance, I think. I don't know. This is all just so new to me. I've never messed with structs much. The only time I mess with structs probably in C, let's say. And it's, object-oriented programming. I don't even remember if I've ever done any projects. Of course, I've played around, maybe like reading a book or something, trying to figure out what this stuff means or is. But I've never sat down and tried to program object-orientedly. I just never had a reason, I guess. I think, like, I'm not saying object-oriented is overrated per se, but for me, me personally, it's like the old Apache. If we're used to using Apache 1.3 or whatever, everything was in this giant file, http.conf. And yes, granted, it kind of sucks having such a big file with everything in there. But when I search, I don't have to worry about what file I'm supposed to search. And then Apache 2 comes out, and they try to get more modular, and you have all these files all over the place. All your vhosts and stuff are in these different files. And at first you could stuff all your stuff in one. You probably still could now. It's just by default, it's like, I don't know, all this stuff's different, expected to be in all these different files. So it's, let's say, a little more object-oriented-ish. But to me, it's annoying. I just want to go in there and search and find everything in one file, kind of. So when I program, if it's just me programming, there's no reason for me to I guess, separate all that stuff, is how I thought in the past. But I'm actually trying to master it. Before, too, also, you got to realize, normally I'm not learning a language or something to learn the language. I'm trying to do something. So the reason I used Ruby is because when I started using Python, like the UTF-8 wasn't even natively supported. So when I was messing with stuff in different languages or whatever, I just used Ruby because, I figured a Japanese guy created this stuff, So it would just, TXR, all the different lists or languages I've ever played with was always, I need to do this. What's the best language for it? I don't want to learn a language and do everything in it. So I've always just chased around languages. Only when there's a project I go research what's the best language for this type of thing. Because you'll find out someone might have created a language just to do what you're trying to do. Like Matt's created Ruby. He was a system administrator, so he got sick of using Perl. He wanted something more object-oriented than Perl, really. So people create a language for a reason, and maybe there's a reason to use that language because of that. So I kind of just chase languages around. And I would say I haven't learned any new languages since 2006. So I played with every language I heard of, probably from Fortran till 2006. In 2006, if a language came after that, I've never even read about it, probably. There's a couple of ones I've heard people talk about or something that sound interesting, but I don't know. I kind of gave up on learning around 2006. And all the knowledge and all the jobs I've had, I've just lived off from 2000. I'd say like from 2000 to 2006, I just sat and studied for like 6 years on the internet, researching all kinds of stuff. And then all of a sudden I came over here. And in the background, kind of like playing with Lisp here and there, but, I never really learned languages very well. So yeah, the object-oriented stuff I might have to research a little bit first. So we're going to say defstruct fly include, and we're going to include the pet food. I was over there talking. I guess people could have figured this part out already. And then flavor. I'll give this dude like his own part flavor. And we'll just say nasty. I don't want to use strings, right? So right here I could say like type, I want to say type string maybe. And then put that in quotes and it'll force this to be a string. It's just I I'll use strings when I guess when it's necessary. I just kind of like using these symbols because it's something I'm not used to doing. And then let's say I think that's all I need for this parentheses. I want to say go right here. So I guess I should turn parent edit on, but it's not that big a deal, I guess, not to have it on. I just would rather get used to it because you're supposed to, like, instead of, I guess, worrying about parentheses, you're worrying about the S expression. So it's kind of like maybe like a tree type movement rather than like character movement or something. I'm just not used to it so I need to learn sly, the par edit or however you say it, and I guess now Hutchintute, so I don't know. Oh, and classes. Object-oriented programming is not even called classes, like oopin. I gotta learn how to do some oopin, man. So now we have this dude, so what I want to do is go like this. I guess we don't know it works until we try it though. So then right here we'll say like struct that inherits. Another word I don't know how to spell inherits from pet food. Let's see. From pet food struct. And then I ran that down there already. So now I want to say we can maybe def parameter and actually create one of these things. So let's make a fly. And there's a real confusing part because, well, even though this other one was built with a constructor, this one wasn't, right? So we're going to use make fly and not create fly. So there's no create fly for this one because I'm not using a constructor when I made it. And then I'll say name. Let's call him Nappy. The Nappy fly because he tastes nasty. HP1 and str2. And then right here, I'll just copy this down there and run it just in case. Like, I don't know what's going to give me more information. Sometimes it doesn't. Like, that didn't give me any information, but sometimes it does give me more information than just the Control XE does. And also, like over here, I can say Control XE or Control CC just to compile that one function. So compile and loaded, no warnings, it shows at the bottom. So like Control CC will just compile that one function. Control XE will, you'll say, like, send it over there to be interpreted or whatever. But I think in SBCL's case, it's just compiling everything. But it doesn't tell you it compiles it right here. So I don't know, like right there it shows me fly. But Control CC does show me it's compiling that. Oh, so I don't know the difference. But I want to say, like, if I came up here and defined a function, well, I guess we could test it, right? If I say just defun rat man yell, and then say nothing and say print rar. Right, now let's Control XE that. And so now it's down here, I can call it rat man yell. He says rar. So can I disassemble? That's the question. I said 1A, I always spell that word wrong. Disassemble rat man yell. And there it is. So it seems like it compiled it too, right? So back over here, and that's trash. Oh, what was I doing before this, though? Why do I interrupt myself so much? So now we should be able to see, like, the fly's name, right? So make fly name. So is that how I do it? Fly name? Or is it? Yeah, fly name. Would it be fly? Is that what I put? So nappy. And so if I describe this, I guess it's the easiest way to see what all the things were. So he's got an HP, strength, and flavor. And so we could do the same thing right here. Do like stats for this thing or something. And the next one, I don't know. I want to go get something to eat and get some to drink and stuff. But I think in the next one, I want to maybe before I do the classes, make some of these like fight each other and get used to like the list and the p list and the dotted list and the struct fighting each other. And oh, you know, another thing we could probably do real quick too is set a random seed. So for you to use like some random stuff, you just go like this. So we'll just say like set of, and then right here, like I probably should use like a def var real quick. But if I'm gonna copy it up there, I want it to be a def parameter, right? Just in case it needs to alter something. And so we'll just say like random seed. Should I type it out? Random seed. I'll just type it out. This way, nobody has to ever wonder what I'm typing, maybe. I should go back and fix that other thing too later. And then we'll say make random state true. And so let's copy that up here too, right? And I might even put that at the top of the file. So if we're going to use a random state, create seed for random function. And then so now we can come over here, and so we should be able to be like random 3, let's say. And then we got a 2, we got a 0, and a 1. So there we go. And so in some cases it doesn't matter if it's 0 base, but in some cases it might be more convenient to be 1 base. You can just add 1. So then now we actually have 1, 2, and 3 that will pop up, and there they are. And so we could use this maybe because over here, because these are all different types, like this right here is a broken list, a regular list. We're using a p list here, and then we have a struct down here. When we're interacting with these things, let's say we want to make a function get stats. Up here, did I put it in here? Maybe I didn't do it, so that's good. If I would have copied that stats that I had earlier for ribbit, I think, the pet stats, I would also have to create a stats for the ghost and the beast. So I'm thinking with those guys, we could like maybe make a case or something. So you like a switch, make a switch case, or a count or an if. Doesn't matter, right? But for different ones for attacking or getting hit or whatever, we might do them a little bit different. But for the stats, let's say you could just use a case. So we could say like case. I want to say, how do I do a case? So what if I just come over here like this maybe and say let chosen be +1. I think I want to do it like this, random 3 + 1. Is that right? Is that the right way? So then if I say case chosen, and then let's say if it's 1, I want to say x. If it's 2, I want to say y. And if it's 3, I want to say z, let's say. So it came out with z, x, y. So now we've already hit all 3 of them. So maybe we could say something like this, where like make a case if it's a ghost, if it's a beast, if it's a rat girl, or maybe you can even do a type of. But I don't know if there's like a type P for a broken list. I don't know. Type. I can't remember which one's which. It's always the opposite, so I should probably put type P here. Type P, and ghost is in there because we loaded that file, right? Oh, it's always the wrong one, I told you. So here I want to say type of. Function type of is undefined. Did I misspell it? Type P of. The type P, man. Cons, yeah. I don't know if there's like a dotted list. Like, how would I know? I guess there is a way to know though, but if I said last would be one way, maybe. But I don't know. This is not really important. I'm just making problems up now that I'm not even going to mess with right now. I'm trying to think if there's something else I want to go over right now. I want to say there was like this other, because we already have enough. I don't want to go over all these things, but there's like another way to get access to stuff, right? Because earlier we're using get, now there's a getf too. So I'm going to say get, I'm going to say like 1, and I'm going to say y2, and I'm going to say z3, let's say. And then let's say we want to get y, I want to get y. So I got to put it this way. I want to get a y out of there. Can you give me a y? And so if I want to get a z, give me a z. Yeah, we get 2 and 3 from those. So that's another way to access just some like keyword argument list. When you see these are like keys. A lot of times these are keywords. I wonder if you can say keyword or even type P, type of. Can I just give you this? Can you tell me what you think it is? A cons also. But what if I give you this? Type of, sorry, I did the wrong thing. That's what I meant to do, keywords, so those are keywords. And then if I say type of X, it's a symbol. Ooh, see, it's really weird. This language is so strange. And we can just run around, these evaluate to themselves. The same way I'm running around saying like ribbit with a symbol, we can say ribbit with a keyword, right? And that one's a symbol, the other one's a keyword. And so I can say print, whatever, and just use ribbit keywords too. So I don't know like the total difference of the keyword, but I imagine that keywords are some type of symbol or something. Like, what if I say symbol P, X, and if I give it a keyword, is a keyword a type of it? So it is a type of a symbol. So a keyword is some type of symbol, but it is able to check the difference between it because the type of here would just say X. But remember too, like everything, how do I say the other one? Was it type P? So everything's true. Everything's type true. So I can say type P, maybe I can ask it here, symbol. Right? But it's also a keyword. So I can say keyword. And it's true. But it's also type true. So as far as I know, like everything is. There might be stuff that's not, but even nil. Even like null is null, but it's also of type true. Even though it's not equal, like they're not equal to each other. Of course. But so true is not false, but false is a type of true. I don't know how that works, but maybe that's what makes, because Common Lisp by itself wasn't object oriented. It's a library they added to it to make it this way, and maybe that's why it's so powerful and easy to do it, because everything was already of a type true or something. I don't know, because I think a lot of times like there's a base type for object oriented programming. In Smalltalk, I don't know if everybody's who's played with that or not, but I want to say there's. Last one I played with was Pharaoh, but I was reading. I haven't had time to play with it. I probably won't until I master Lisp. But there was a really neat like Smalltalk environment. I can't remember the name of it. It was for building web. Smalltalk for web development or something. And it's not the Seaside one either. Amber maybe. So that Seaside might be cool too, but I don't know. I don't remember how I ran into this one, but a new language and live environment made for the web. So Smalltalk's like classical object-oriented influence a lot of the object-oriented languages. but this amber looks kind of cool. And it's basically kind of similar to what I'm doing right now, right? I'm going to try to load all my stuff in a Lisp image. And I want to say, like, the small talks I have played with, so maybe this is like this too. Like, I'm running Lisp inside Emacs, and it can make an image and do all this stuff. And the image itself is this stupid little REPL rinky-dink thing without Emacs, right? But a lot of the small talk environments, the whole thing, your editor, everything's inside the image. So it's like a little mini opera. It's almost like a virtual machine or something. And I'm wondering if this is what it is. So you'll load this up, and you'll have this little image, and all your editing, everything you do, it'll be like a little tiny OS that you're messing around with inside to build browser stuff. And so, like, Amber is written in itself, including the compiler, and compiles into efficient JavaScript, mapping one-to-one with JavaScript equivalent. So, I don't know. It sounds interesting. I might even put this over here because I remember the name of it. There's one called Seaside too, so I don't know. Or maybe I'll just dig around for it one day. But I really want to do that one time, but who knows, it might be 10 years before I can learn Lisp well, so I'm going to wait. But that's another, and it's just kind of ugly to go around talking about all the different Lisps in one, but there's a Lisp that's kind of interesting also called TXR Lisp. Some dude made this one. You'll hear about Lisp 1 and Lisp 2, but from what I know of, this is the first dude that figured out how to do Lisp 1 and Lisp 2. So does he talk about that on here? No. But his Lisp is a Lisp 1 and a Lisp 2. And you don't have to tell it, I don't think, either. It just knows. And I want to say it's two languages in one. So you have TXR Lisp, and then you have TXR itself as a regular expression. It's in the back of my mind, I've always wanted to do this, but I used to use Perl for stuff. And then when I found awk, I just liked awk, so I never use Perl anymore. Usually I just use awk unless there's something that awk doesn't do. And then usually if something that the awk doesn't do, you can do it with awk instead. Or sometimes sometimes it can't do what you want it to do, so you just run awk, and then the output you run into awk again. So you just pipe all the stuff you want to do into awk, and then pipe it into awk, and then pipe it into awk until it can do everything you want to do, and then you don't have to worry about learning another, like messing with anything else. I don't know. I just always liked awk a lot. But one day if I come across a need where I need to do some kind of regular expression or parsing of data or something, and it's kind of complicated and it gets finicky and awk or it's weird to like mess with, or I have to pipe to awk to awk to awk, I might try TXR to do that. I've played with the TXR, but I've never really played with the TXR side of it. I want to say it has a prologue interpreter in it too. Oh, I was looking for Lisp 1, 2, and I needed a dash there, so here's where it probably talks about this. So it is a Lisp 1 and 2 under one roof. It's all written in C, so you can go like check it out. I can't remember what he keeps his stuff in, but it might be like a SVN repository or something. I can't remember. It might even be older than that, whatever he's using. But yeah, it's interesting. And you'll see him talking sometimes if you're like researching Lisp stuff. Of course, a lot of Lisp people are biased about stuff, so I don't want to talk about TXR much more, but it has some interesting things in it. Let me close out of here. I'll figure that out one day. I am not worried about that at the moment. Of course, the first thing I should have done was set my firewall up, but whatever. I'll get around to it. Until then, everybody can hack me, I guess. Oh, well, I guess I was just doing that getf, actually, right? See, I could get sidetracked so easily. So let's just real quick, defr, and I won't even put that up at the top file because it doesn't matter. There was other formats we could use, like the one I just was talking about, right? So I could have made my stuff like this and start accessing it like this also. So we could have had like another thing, like a zombie or something that has a structure like this to try to play with. But you just use getf like this, so it's not a big deal. And then there's the hash tables, right? So let's just say defvar stinky, and we'll make a hash table. Is there a dash in this thing? Make hash table, is that right? So if we look at stinky, and if we just describe stinky. And it just gives you some information, but right here it's saying there's no values. But it does give you a default. And array is the same way. You can be probably do initial elements and give it initial elements. But by default, it has a default size. I guess it resizes it, do that by 1.5. It's like 1.5 times or whatever. But you could tell it what size you want. It's just, it tries to pick, I guess, something that you can stuff stuff into, so like 14 elements or whatever. And then if it resizes, it'll go up by, around 9 or something, I don't know. Or would it be more like 22 or something? I don't know. I'm not good at math, but I want to say we could now use setf. So if we say setf and get hash maybe, well, we say like get hash. Well, you don't have anything, so I created an empty one. We could have given it initial elements though. So yeah, we want to say setf get a hash HP. It's just weird whenever you're using get with stuff that doesn't exist yet for me. Right? We're saying get hash HP. It doesn't even exist, but we're gonna setf this thing. I don't know, like stinky, and then let's say 30. Oh, stinky. There's no stankies. This is something that wasn't an error, right? All right, so 30. So I don't know if we do the first one we did. Describe stinky will show the 30, right? It shows count 1, but it doesn't show. It still says no values in here. But before it showed 0 when it showed the count. Where was it at? I described stinky somewhere. Here it is, count. And then if I just said get hash, maybe I could get that value back. Get hash HP stinky. Stinky. Stinky has 30 health. And maybe we'll give him a, let's say, stanky, so stanky. He's gonna have 30 string. You just better stay away from this dude. If you see him, run. But now we can't see the difference between them two, right? So let's upgrade his string to 35. Oops. It really doesn't matter where I put my parentheses at, but I guess it does to the person, not the computer. So then now, if we get his health, then it's there. So we should be able to and this is kind of, I wonder, like, how to do this with structures, right? What I was talking about earlier, I don't know how to do this with a structure. But maybe with a hash. You could say, like, map hash, like map car. Because map car, I wonder if there's a map struct. Like, because there's a map car, but map car is only going to work on a list. Because car is only going to work on there, but there's a map hash. And usually when you see, like, a lot of times when you see the map in front of it, it's something to do with, like, mapping over something, going down each individual thing. I don't even think I talked about map car, so that's not something I'm going to go over today. This is kind of has to do with what I'm talking about right now. So that's why I'm going over a hash, even though it's irrelevant, and so is a little key one, but it is kind of relevant because we're making broken lists and dotted lists and structs, and we're manipulating all these. I just don't want to, like, make a bad guy for each one of these things, which maybe that's the best thing to do, just to, like, learn these and get them out of the way, but we could make a lambda function here, let's say. And well, let's just say key value. Let's say, I think that's popular. And so if we say, like, format T, give it a little tilde S thing, and then tilde S again. I probably need to get a new line right here. And then say the key and the value. Is that all we have to do? And I have to give it my dude, right? And so the dude goes right here. And so I put Stanky. Stanky right, y'all. Come on, Stanky, where you at? And then that's the way we could do stats for Stanky if he was a hash table, let's say. Which, you know, maybe we'll add stinky in there. Because I don't know all the differences between, like, am I going to have to use different stuff a lot of times? So, and also because I want to maybe one day try to play with something like this for a struct. But maybe you don't need that. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I need. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And then I didn't show how to make that dude, right? So, get over here, just hit enter. I want to go up and how do we make a snake? This is where we made to do that. And just to show that we're using getDef instead of get, I should do that too, right? There's just so much confusing stuff here. But there was a get. Oh, that was the other one. We're using get hash to get it. So we set up, I do have it up there already. I don't know, should I just do this one too? And what is this called? Like, I don't know the name of that type of list, like a keyword list. Maybe I'll do this too, just to, like, what is this exactly? What is this type of list called? Keyword list? And then, what was this? Just an example of using a hash table, let's say. A hash table? Hash table. Okay. Is there anything else I want to get over? Last time I went over those ASOC and RASOC thing. I want to say there's another weird one too. Like we did ASOC, let's say, and HP, and so I might want to say like the ASOC we were using with either one. I think it doesn't matter. So Ghost. If I said ASOC, well, I don't want to mess with my Ghost. Oh, we're gonna reload the file. Never mind, I can. ASOC. Let's just say HP Ghost. And we get that right. I know it's not supposed to bother me, but it does. And then we were set F in this. So if I say like set F HP Ghost or whatever, right? But then you can say like, I want to say it's like replace rplac-d or something like that. I'll just let the tab completion get it. So there's a rplac for the car. So rplac-d Ghost. And then if I put 4 here, does that work? There you go. And so if I look at Ghost, ooh. But rplac-d is supposed to be on the broad dotted list. I meant to do this on Beast. So by the way, I meant to do this on Beast. So see how that messed him up? So the right way to do this would be to do it to the Beastie boy, because this is for the dotted list. I guess it'll take your regular list and turn it into a dotted list, though, as we just found out. So there. Because Beast was already a dotted list, so it doesn't like change his stuff to be too funky looking. Although it looks like I gave Beast a name that's not a dotted list, so that's not correct. So that's an error actually in the file up here. So I'm just going to say Control S name to get over there, and then put a space and a dot. And so next time we load this, this will work right. And then I think the only other thing I can think about the hash table is you can clear a hash. Clear a hash maybe. And then this way you can clear the hash out. You can give them initial values, but some of the stuff I don't want to go over, like I just don't want to make too much stuff up as I go. I want to actually, if I'm making it up as I go, I want it to like go along with what I'm talking about, I guess. But like the rplac-d, it's kind of like what we've been messing with, so it's worth knowing about the rplac and rplac-d, I guess. But it looks like they also are for dotted lists, and some of our stuff is or isn't dotted lists, so I don't know. And I'm already for that one. I was already using the rasoc and asoc to access that. So there's a million ways to do whatever you want. The only other thing I can think of before I get out of here, and I didn't want to do it earlier because I just didn't know how the screen recorder will interact or how well X will play. But I had that last time I tried to run the VCX server, whatever it's called. It's just like the X. It's for Windows, and I'm using it for WSL. So it's just an X server. So if you want to use the X Windows from the WSL side, you have to have some kind of X running. And like my other use, I had it, but on this dude, I couldn't do it. And then I remembered I had to set the display. So let's say I want to run Emacs from WSL. So I'm on my Windows box. I'm using the WSL Ubuntu from the Windows people's type of way to do this now, rather than pure Linux, let's say. When I type Emacs, Emacs should put me into a GUI window if it's there. And if it doesn't have the GUI X11 or whatever sitting there, the server sitting there, it's going to throw me inside here, right? And so normally, if I want to force Emacs to be in the command line mode, I say Emacs minus NW, and that tells it no window. So it's not going to run it in there. So if I'm typing Emacs, and it's popping up in the command window, even if I have the GUI version, the X11 version of Emacs, it's because the X server is not running. Well, I just ran it, and it's running. But the issue is it doesn't know my display. So I want to say I can just say export display and equal port. Well, export display 0. And that's the one I'm on. And so now if I run Emacs, see how it's taking a long time to pop up? It's probably because it's this GUI. And for whatever reason, this Emacs in particular always is funky. There's ways to fix it, but I don't care because I just use the Windows like tiling type of thing, whatever it's trying to do, like halfway emulate a tiling window manager. And so you can also tell by the fonts probably. It has those Linux-like fonts. So this is this is Emacs on the right. It's the Windows Emacs that I'm running and playing around with. And this is the Emacs from WSL, which for me is zero importance to run that that Emacs. But what would be cool is if I could run the Next. It's not on here. So I wonder if Next is already downloaded in here. Dude, maybe I'll show how to install Next, but yeah. So next browser. Next is a Common Lisp browser, and I might just go over a different video on this. So next time maybe I'll throw that in there while I do other stuff. Is play with Next, but I haven't played with it in a while. When it first came out, I played with it some, but it doesn't have a Windows port, and it runs a little slow. So I'll show you. But whenever I get a Linux box, then I can use Next. I'll probably use that as my regular browser and try to figure it out. Because I think it's possibly, it has the capability of being the most popular, not the most popular, but most powerful browser. So I think on the next one, somewhere around the line, I'll go over Next. I might even just wait till I get a new computer. But it might be cool just to demo it, show how to install it through WSL, just in case someone else out there has Linux or something, and can just see if they like it. It might, I don't know. Because it's running Lisp, and the guy's back there trying to do all kinds of neat stuff. And this guy over here, actually, that turned me on to Sly, I think he's one of the developers for this thing. And there's that video, too. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so disappointed with the way the web works. And then, it's just so stupid, especially if you learn Lisp. What's so goofy is you created HTML and XML. So HTML needed CSS to be, whatever. And then HTML needed XML to do whatever. And then XML needed, and then HTML needed JavaScript to do whatever. And then XML needed to be here to do whatever. And then XML needed a styling thing to do whatever too. And then XML had to have its own little XML language too. So you have all this stuff. Like I built a e-commerce site in freaking XML one time because that's what the people wanted, and just did it all in XML. And it was like you have to use like some XML to write the data out. Then you had to use like, I don't know what it was, XSS or XSL or some crap to make it look pretty. And then there was another language thing that maybe that was XSL. I don't remember, but I don't even remember. And then you had to do all this stuff, and then, yeah, it did all this stuff, but, you know, Lisp was around way before that junk was around. And it's all of those things put together. Lisp could do all those things. I don't know. I just wish we didn't even have HTML, period. It should be Lisp code that we're running all the time. And so maybe some of that power. And another thing I want to talk about too is AutoHotkey one day, because I can tell you, I have automated like 40% of every job I've had for the last 20 years. And it's interesting, but it's also cool. You can just not tell anybody, and everybody just thinks you can do 10 times more work than anybody else. Or you can tell everybody and then kind of just goof off, because then people leave you alone because you're smart, but you end up even writing scripts all the time or something. But AutoHotkey, it's such a ghetto way to automate your job, but it gets things done, and sometimes you have to babysit these scripts. But I would kind of like to go over how to automate some stuff in AutoHotkey, just so people can see. And it's just so easy to learn, and it's more about being creative, I think. Like, if you learn AutoHotkey and you're creative, you can make it do all kinds of stuff if you're on a Windows box. Happen to be lucky enough to have Windows box at your job, then AutoHotkey could be your savior, let's say. And I want to say ribbit.